What's up, y'all? Today we're going to talk about how to launch your real estate business legally in 5 simple steps. Check it out. My name is Saluto Uba, and I'm the founder of the Uba Law Group. We're a law firm that makes the legal side of business easy to understand so you're not scared out of pursuing your dream. And today we are going to talk about how to legally set up your real estate business in 5 simple steps. So let's hop right in. Now, step 1 is to set up your LLC. The whole purpose of doing business under an LLC is to keep your personal assets protected. And now when we're talking about real estate, you're talking about something that has a lot of value and will hopefully appreciate in value. Or if you're in the wholesaling or fix and flip market, you're going to be making a lot of money doing regular deals. So you have to make sure that your personal assets are separate from that of the business, and you have to make sure that you're conducting business in the business's name. That's why we set up an LLC. That limited liability company will separate your personal from your business and keep you protected. Now, step number 2. Just as it's important to make sure that you actually have an LLC set up to do business, it's very important to make sure you set up your LLC in the correct state. Now, I know that there are a lot of people online talking about setting up in Delaware or Wyoming or Nevada, all these different things. A lot of it is just internet hype. As an attorney, the legal way to set up your business properly is to make sure that it's set up in the state that you're doing business in. If you're a wholesaler, fix and flipper, someone that's doing active real estate business, or if you're doing rentals, you're doing buy and holds, you need to set up your LLC in the state where the property resides. If you're doing the active business like wholesaling or fix and flipping, then you need to set up your LLC in your home state where you're going to be doing that business. But on the flip side, if you have rentals, you need to set up the LLC in the state where the rental property resides. It's very important. A lot of folks will talk about going to Delaware or Wyoming, all these different places, and setting up entities that'll give you additional protections. But what they don't talk about is the fact that if you're doing business in your home state, regardless of where you set it up, you're going to have to register that business as a foreign LLC in the state that you're actually conducting business in. These are additional filing fees, additional costs, additional maintenance, additional corporate formalities. All these different things will make it so where you're essentially running 2 LLCs at the same time, which no one's trying to do when you're starting off and you're launching your real estate business. So cut out all the internet hype. Don't listen to what these gurus are telling you. Set up your LLC in the state that you're actually conducting that active business in, or if you have a rental property, set up your LLC in the state where the rental property resides. Now, the third step to legally launching and successfully launching your real estate business is to make sure that you do not do JV agreements in your personal name. Now, if you don't know, a JV is a joint venture agreement, and legally, this is what we call a general partnership. You have 2 parties that are contracting to work together for the aims of some real estate endeavor, and if you enter into a JV agreement in your personal name, you are in a general partnership in your personal name. Now, the biggest thing that can harm you in this situation is if anything goes wrong and somebody wants to sue your general partnership, somebody wants to sue one of the parties of that joint venture agreement. If it's just a JV in your personal name, then you are personally responsible for anything that happens. So one of your partners that you're doing business with, they could mess up, they could have a contractor get injured, they could be doing something incorrect that leads to someone getting hurt. And regardless of who's responsible, you can be held on the hook if you are in a JV agreement. It's a general partnership, and general partnerships are not good because they don't give you any legal protection. So if you are going to do a JV, you need to make sure that you're not doing it in your personal name, but rather having your LLC be the partner to that JV agreement. Extremely important. Now, before we get into the 4th step to legally set up your real estate business, I want to ask you to hit that like button, that subscribe button. If this is valuable to you, if you know anyone else trying to get into real estate, they need to set it up legally and do things the right way, please share this video with them. We make a lot of videos like this, and we share content that teaches you how to set up your business to protect you. Thank you so much. Now, the 4th tip is making sure that you separate active real estate business from passive real estate business, because it makes a big difference. Now, when I say active real estate business, I'm talking about people who are wholesalers, people who are doing fix and flip deals, people who are doing things that aren't involved with rental real estate or buy and hold, having a renter and a tenant fill in your property. So the big reason though we have to separate the 2 is because that money is taxed differently. Wholesaling properties and doing fix and flips, things of that nature, is what we consider active income. So that active income is going to be subject to self-employment tax. Now, having a rental property and just having a tenant and a renter stay in there and pay you rent, that's considered passive income. Passive income is not going to be subject to self-employment tax. So the reason why you need to separate them in two different legal entities is you don't want to put money that doesn't have to pay that extra self-employment tax in the same business with money that does have to pay extra taxes, because now you're just going to loop in additional fees and additional taxes that you have to pay. As a real estate investor, you want to save money. So if you already have property over here that's in a rental and you don't have to pay extra taxes on it, don't lump it in here with the money that does have to pay extra taxes. Got it? Got it. All right, and now the fifth and final tip for setting up a real estate business legally is understanding when it does make sense to become an S Corp. Now, like I just shared in the fourth tip, only active business is going to be subject to self-employment tax. So if you have an active real estate business, such as fix and flipping or wholesaling, you want to understand when it's going to make sense to become an S Corp. Now, the S Corp is an S corporation, which saves you money on self-employment tax every year. However, you need to know when it makes sense to become an S Corp, because you don't want to set up this whole system and do all the fees and all the admin work that comes along with being an S Corp if it's not going to save you money. So typically, if you're making around $40,000 in profit, being an S Corp will make sense. But if you're not making that much money yet, it doesn't really make sense to do that S Corp election, because it's going to cost you in the long run. Wait till you're hitting that profit level and you expect to be doing that on a regular basis, then make that S Corp switch and you're gonna save money on self-employment tax. Boom. All right, so there you have it. Quick and easy, 5 steps to launch your real estate business legally. Now, if you need a little bit more help, or if you have any more questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments. Or if you'd like our firm to help you with this process and hold your hand, we do this for businesses every single day that are just like you. We'd be more than happy to help you. So hit that link in the description below and we can set up a free discovery call and learn more about your business, what you're doing, and help you achieve that success you're looking for. All right, y'all, until next time, keep on grinding, keep on hustling. I say it every time, but I mean it. I believe in y'all. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.